Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 205 of Report This Post, the podcast about bad posts and bad people. My name is Geiger, and that is Christian.
That's just like your opinion, man.
And we're your hosts with the posts. Every week, Christian, myself, or a listener select a different topic, and then we find horrible posts for your listening pleasure. And this week's topic, as chosen by us, is the Coen brothers.
Okay, I have a correction on this because something happened during the week before we started recording. This was actually chosen or was just suggested to us by a listener named Joey about 9 months ago, and I said, okay, yeah, that sounds good.
Well, he didn't pay for it.
He's been a patron. He has chosen shows before. He is a continued patron of the show, and said, it would be really cool if you guys did that. And I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Well, yeah, okay.
Doing that counts.
Doing the jack off hand. All right, buddy. Yeah, okay. So
I think I chose it. That's what I'm going with.
So Geiger, why did you choose Coen brothers as a topic?
Well, I like the Coen brothers. They're fantastic filmmakers, produce such wonderful films as Fight Club and American Psycho, Beetlejuice, all the best Coen Brothers films you can think of.
Guy just looking at the top
green tomatoes,
200 IMDb list from the last 40 years. He's like, oh, all these hits from the Coen brothers,
Shawshank Redemption, all your favorite Coen brothers films. Oh, wonderful. Boy, Christian, give us a listing of the movies that they've done. Let's start from the very first one. Of course, you've memorized the list in preparation for the show, so this shouldn't be a big deal.
Son of a bitch bastard. I hate this shit. All right, hold on a sec. Oh, wait.
It should be actually pretty easy information.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Their first movie is Blood Simple. Raising Arizona, Miller's Crossing, Barton Fink, The Hudsucker Proxy, Fargo, The Big Lebowski, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, The Man Who Wasn't There, Intolerable Cruelty, which is The Lady Killers. Yeah, I guess Paris J. Tomei,
oh boy,
yeah.
Paris J. Tomei. That's how you say that.
No Country for Old Men, Burn After Reading, A Serious Man, True Grit, Inside Llewyn Davis, Hail Caesar, and The Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Yeah, so we get it. They've done some stuff here and there.
Yes,
great. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about a couple of those movies during the episode.
We actually don't cover any of those, to be honest with you.
We're just going to talk about Paris J. Tomei. Hey, speaking of French and movies,
I think more movies.
We have a gentleman joining us this week's episode, a guest, if you will, who's a fan of movies, who actually does a podcast himself related to the silver screen and Hollywood and all that good stuff. The name of the podcast is Soundtracker, and it's about movie soundtracks, if you can believe it. It's a great name. Good podcast. And he's joining us. You know him from the website Twitter as well, where he's over there as Uwe Bollocks. Please welcome Eric Peacock.
Hey, I want to thank you for getting the name right, too, because everybody wants to say Uwe or Yui, and you nailed it.
Yeah, I do that. I did that.
Yeah, Christian did that last week to my chagrin. He pulled a real Paris J. Tomei on me.
Man, I got a real mush mouth on me.
Yeah.
The biggest mistake was that you didn't mention James and the Giant Peach in their filmography.
Oh, that's right. God,
didn't get included.
Classic
soundtrack by Coal Chamber. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
what about that?
Honestly, the Paris thing cracks me up because I've ran across things on my show that I don't know how to pronounce, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm powering through it. And you did that.
Yeah, I do that multiple times an episode. So that's kind of what we do.
I usually try to edit when there's a post where I'm producing the show and I see words that Christian has to read. I'm like, there's just no way he's going to do it. So I just get rid of it. Try to help him out a little bit.
Just putting the phonetics pronunciation right in the doc for me.
Yeah, most posts we find are heavily edited just so Christian is able to read them. So
it does help. Yeah.
Well, anyway, welcome aboard, Eric. Let's talk about you and your relationship with the brothers Coen.
Well, the Coen brothers, I'm a huge fan. Honestly, I think maybe I heard like a scoff when you got to Lady Killers, but I even kind of like Lady Killers, even though it's like pretty much widely regarded as dog shit. I don't know. Well, obviously, like it's not like I knew who they were as a teenager until like Fargo came around. It's not like I was watching Barton Fink, but I immediately after Fargo was like, oh, I got to catch more of what they've done. And so I did go out and try to rent whatever I could find at the local video stores here in Tiffin, Ohio, which was not a huge selection, but like Barton Fink, I did find Hudsucker Proxy, which I had seen and didn't realize was them at the time. But yeah, again, I was like 14, so I wasn't like looking at directors on IMDb and stuff. But I've been a fan ever since, and I think that their movies are. Even Lady Killers, which is not a great movie, is still very watchable. I think they make very watchable movies, and that's all I care about. If I don't get bored watching it, that's all I care about.
Right?
Can I watch it? Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I've always been the first time I saw Lady Killers was probably about it was like a year before No Country for Old Men came out. Heck of a 1-2 punch, those two films. But I remember I haven't seen it in a while, but I do remember thinking like this is actually really good. It was very funny, very cool, fun ending. And I haven't watched it since, but I do remember thinking that movie is severely underrated. People seem to really hate it. And I think we have a number of posts, a couple of them that actually talk about that. So
specifically,
we will get to Lady Brothers. Now, before we get Lady Brothers, what did I say? Before we get to that, Christian, you did mention that who was the guy that quote unquote picked this topic?
Joey.
Now, how did he do that again?
So Joey is a mod on our Patreon over at patreon.com/reportthispost, where if you join for $10 a month and you stay a patron at that level for 3 months, you then get to pick an episode topic.
Sure.
So that's the mod level, or you can join at the admin level for $25 a month and you get to pick an episode topic after 2 months.
Sure.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Or what else can you do, Geiger?
Well, you can go to reportthispost.com. There's a button there that says buy topic. You click on it and then you enter your credit card information. And then hopefully you actually tell us the episode topic you want when you buy it. Sometimes people do that. They just buy the topic and then do not tell us the topic that they want. So that is the best possible way to do this whole thing. Trust me. If you want to just give us some money and then never talk to us again, we are all on board with that.
Preferable, yes.
I'm just shocked that you have a Patreon mod. Like that's Jeff Bezos shit. Like,
yeah. we have some wonderful fans over there that rule the roost. There's a subreddit too, which there's some heavy moderation over there. I don't think anyone's posted on there in several months, so don't. Yeah.
don't quote us on there. Used to be a Wikipedia with a way too much personal information of ours on there as well.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Deeply distressing amount of information that is on there. Eric, I believe your podcast has a Patreon. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. It's mine's. I don't have moderators or anything, but I have a $3 tier, which is just kind of like a supporting the show. You get a couple extra bonuses. A $6 tier where you get 2 bonus episodes a month. This month is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I just locked in Wayne's World as the second bonus episode after some like a little bit of strife getting the second episode locked in. But I got Howell Dottie, who did the theme song, coming back for that one, and then an $8 tier that I am going to eventually do some like sort of similar but different miniseries that deal with like music and things, and or I'm not going to do that and just keep the extra $2 a month.
Yeah,
I would suggest that. Yeah. 100%.
Let people forget that they're paying you. It's the gym model. It's what you want
to do. But seriously, thank you guys for having me on here. By the way, this is I'm really glad to be doing this, and I'm glad that you picked the Coen brothers of all things for me to do, because this fun topic, and people are completely insane when it comes to the Coen brothers. So some of the posts that you could dig, I'm sure that it was probably hard narrowing it down to the ones that you had, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to find. Some topics are so broad, it's almost too broad. And with the Coen brothers, it's so many different movies, and there's so many different like ways to talk poorly about them. And as we see,
phrasing is you got to find that sweet phrasing. Yeah,
you got some good. The Coen brothers themselves have said some weird things, as we'll discuss here in a little bit. But so that always helps. Yeah, I think mostly what I found a lot of was just really annoying Big Lebowski fans.
That was the majority. Yeah, you really had to kind of go outside of that realm for really fun stuff.
Yeah, great movie, cult classic, but really annoying fan base.
Yeah,
as we'll see in a little bit here. I guess in the meantime, before we get to all that, Christian, why don't we just go and start this damn thing? Let's get to some posts.
Sure, I'd love to. This one comes from Reddit over on the main spot for Coen Brothers Talk, which is our Coen Brothers.
Okay.
Are there any LGBT characters in the Coen's movies?
Okay.
I mean, I think there are, but
let's find out.
Hey, all. I'm a more than only casual fan of the Coen Brothers, but still have a handful of their movies to watch. I was trying to remember if there's ever been a definitively gay or lesbian character in one of their films and couldn't come up with one. Am I missing somebody? Also, any fan theories on characters who you think are gay? And Phoebe GCP Skunk replied, as a trans woman, I always identified with Linda Litsky in Burn After Reading because of her severe body dysphoria. Not really an LGBT character explicitly, but there are bits and pieces of human gender and sexuality struggle in different characters. Donnie in The Big Lebowski was definitely an ace, or at least bi.
Definitely at least ace.
Yes.
Like, we can all agree he was at least asexual from the 7 words he said in that
the 20 minutes of screen time. That's right.
Well, there's an obviously gay character in that same movie. Knox Harrington is obviously a gay man.
But not
one's that? Oh, yeah. What's his face? That guy from Harry Potter, David Thewlis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say gay coded, perhaps a little heavily doused with the bitchy gay character that hangs out with Maude. Yeah.
Well, Linda Litsky might be the funniest character to identify with in
yeah, that's a really not an unlikable character, right? But not unlikable, but like not somebody where you'd be like, wow, I really wish I could be like her.
I don't think there was anyone likable in that movie. Wasn't that kind of the whole point?
Right.
Everyone was just awful.
And the thing is, like, if you're making a reach where you're saying that like Donnie is bi or asexual, like that's already a reach. So just like go a step further, stick with Donnie and say Donnie is like, he's a sweetheart. Like that's a good character to identify with.
I think Walter's let's see, demisexual at
least. Sure.
He's only attracted to people that he can form a deep emotional bond with, I think.
That's why he's so prickly. He's such a prickly guy.
He's got so much passion. That's all that is. Yeah. And by the way, also, I think, isn't it in Miller's Crossing, there's like several gay, like actual gay characters? I don't remember.
I believe so. Yeah, I think like the main character in that is gay. Yes.
I don't know, but I see. In other words, there's been some gay characters in the Coen Brothers movies.
I was going to brush up on Miller's Crossing. Was one of the ones that I hadn't watched in a while before this, and obviously I don't have time to. I actually watched like every Lebowski or every Coen Brothers movie in a row before this. I'm going on zero sleep, and I've lost my job, but I couldn't fit in Miller's Crossing.
Not the gangster. We'll skip the gangster one for now.
Well, I tried to watch that one a few months ago in a bathtub, and I fell asleep. So.
Were you eating wings? Was this a wing night?
We're going to move on. Hey, speaking of gay stuff, huh? This is Over on there on Reddit, there's a subreddit that's all about movie theories called Fan Theories. Inside Llewyn Davis is a typical Coen Brothers movie insofar as it presents a protagonist suffering one bad turn of events after another in a relentlessly grim tone. These bad turns can often seem unprompted, suggesting they leave loose threads, such as in this film. Why did Llewyn's partner, Mike Timlin, kill himself? Why did the owner of the Gaslight Cafe send Llewyn out to the alley to get beaten? What's with the cat? My short answer to these questions is that everyone in the film believes Llewyn to be a homosexual. He goes on for many paragraphs, which I have reduced quite a bit here. I want to start with the strongest part of this theory first. Pappy. Pappy causes all of the important changes in the plot because he believes Llewyn to be gay. As Jim and Jean are performing on stage, Pappy confides in Llewyn that many of the men at the show would like to have sex with Jean, and some would like to even have sex with him. At the mention of men wanting to have sex with Jim, Pappy laughs enthusiastically. This is because it makes Pappy nervous to talk to Llewyn about something potentially embarrassing. Contrast this with the way that Pappy tells Llewyn that Pappy, has slept with Jean. Pappy is frank about this and barely seems to register that this makes Llewyn upset. It does, in fact, make Llewyn upset and provokes Llewyn enough that Llewyn heckles the older woman on stage. This is the behavior that leads her husband on the next night to confront Llewyn in the alleyway and beat him thoroughly while Bob Dylan gets his, quote, big break in the place of Llewyn. Why was Llewyn in the alleyway? Because Pappy directed him there. Pappy didn't send him out there out of malice, and his performance suggests nothing malicious, but because he understood Llewyn as meeting a sexual partner. Pappy confides in Llewyn and sends him to an alley with a strange man because Pappy believes Llewyn is gay. Left a lot out here, but user Rich Drawer responded with, this is fucking stupid. Good discourse over there on that subreddit.
It's like writing a 5,000 word essay on why I think of like my theory on the sexuality of a fictional character, and somebody just being like, you're fucking stupid.
Shut the fuck up.
What's amazing to me is I have this wall of text in front of me because I had seen these prior to this. And when I was looking at this, I was like, that's a lot to read. And you were like, what did you say? You're like, there's this, insane amount of words. I cut it down. And I thought you were going to like cut that paragraph down. And
No,
I've cut it down to this. There's more of that.
There's quite a bit more. And
Jesus Christ.
Because he goes and there's even like, he did more like questions, like, why does this happen? Why? And there was a lot more. And then he gave a paragraph for each one of those questions.
Oh, so yeah. They love doing that.
But I just love that this guy wrote all that. And then someone's just like, shut the fuck up. And a subreddit dedicated for this exact purpose.
For this thing of discussing it. It's like you're being too gay about this right now. I need you to shut up.
Go away.
I'm a huge fan of insane theories like this, though, like the centaur shit in Room 237, the Shining documentary. I'm a sucker for when people put these insane beliefs into something they're watching, and this is a pretty good one.
Yeah, I don't quite get how any of it makes sense, but yeah, he goes into detail as why he has a cat, and it's because he's gay. So,
well, you know what? Yep. Checks out.
Yeah. Don't remember that movie much. I saw it, I think, opening weekend, and I enjoyed it, but I don't remember anything about it.
It's one of those period piece movies that kind of just all kind of blurs together for me. I don't know. Nothing really.
Yeah, it feels like one of those. Clearly, the Coen guys cared about that era of music, whatever, but I really don't give a shit.
Because that Bob Dylan movie came out at the same time where it had like Tilda Swinton playing Bob Dylan, all that weird shit. So kind of a weird.
That is a movie that would have been great for soundtrack.
It is. I actually don't like that movie at all.
Okay.
Great. Folks, tune in for that episode.
I mean, I enjoy this movie enough, but I'm kind of like you, where I've seen it once, and that's probably all the times that I feel like I need to see it.
Yeah. It was when I discovered what's his face, Oscar
Isaac.
Yep, that's it. Wow, it really stuck with me too.
Just his acting.
What's his face?
Speaking of this film, Noah Berlatsky, who is a journalist who also serves on the board of the Protesia Foundation, which is a supposed child protection service that connects pedophiles with children in order to have, quote, open dialogues. posted this to Twitter. I didn't like Inside Llewyn Davis very much. The whole asshole genius starving artist myth is one of those things I don't really ever need to see again. When the Coen brothers lean towards literary fiction, it's not good in general. I don't know that they generally have a ton to say beyond shit happens. And if the shit happening is genre pulpy goodness, cool. If it's just miserable Pete'sville, not cool. Also, watching lots of Coen brothers films in short order, it's really remarkable how few are helmed by women characters, as in none of them are, right? They have ensembles where there are women, and they have films about men, and that's kind of it. Fargo's the closest of these that I've seen, and Intolerable Cruelty has a het couple as co-leads. People talk about how sexist Tarantino is, and that's not wrong necessarily, but he's at least got 4 films where the woman is definitely the lead. And a user Yuckima replied, "Bro, you should probably delete these tweets."
I mean, these are some of his least offensive tweets. So
yeah, like Berlatsky's had me blocked on Twitter for years. So I had to see, but the only thing like I have seen of his in the last few years is when he was saying that They Live was anti-Semitic because that one was making all the rounds.
Boy, his
was anti-Semitic?
They Live.
Complete dog shit readings of every movie. Sucks.
That is what he's really good at. That's where he really gets his bread and butter is being the worst asshole opinion on movies of anyone.
And he looks like he should be a Coen brother. Look at this guy. He's got like that sort of that vibe to him. He also kind of looks like Tim shit. Oh boy. Tim Burton.
Allen?
Timber.
He looks exactly like Tim Allen. And honestly, I get them confused a lot. Their writing, their contribution.
He pops up every once in a while and says some stuff. So
Berlatsky, just another one. There's so many of these kinds of guys on Twitter who I don't know where they came from, why I'm seeing their fucking opinions every once in a while. I don't want to see them.
Oh God!
Stop showing me opinions.
Here's an article he just came out with. What Everything Everywhere All at Once gets wrong about queer parenthood.
Oh God!
It's a 6-minute read if you want to check that out, folks.
If you hate time and you hate yourself a lot.
I mean, like, I feel like I'm not the only one who feels there are sickos online who they enjoy getting screamed at. And like, I feel like he's one of them because he's one of those ones who turns around and is like, the bros are at it again. You know, like he's one of those ones who turns it into like, this is an attack against me because his opinions fucking suck.
Yeah.
Humiliation fetish. Yeah, for sure.
One of his least awful fetishes, from what I can tell. To be fair. Well, I found this over on the Today I Learned subreddit. Today I learned that Javier Bardem's performance as Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men was named the most realistic depiction of a psychopath by an independent group of psychologists in the Journal of Forensic Sciences. This somehow got 114,000 upvotes, making it one of the most popular posts in the subreddit's history. I guess it's interesting. Well, a user named Captain Murphy 27 responded with this. I was dating a girl at the time this movie came out that was in shock after the movie. Not because of how creepy he was, but because he drank milk. I also drank milk. She hates it. When he took a drink, she just looked at me. Then I warned her about the tracking device before the characters knew. After the movie, she seriously asked me, how could you possibly know so much about being a criminal? I just told her I watched too many movies and winked. T Rabbit responded, I've been drinking milk my whole life. I drink minimum 1 liter and up to 3 liters a day. That being said, cold milk is great, but any milk temp is fine. I find the warmer it gets, the more milky it tastes. To which user Greg is Ugly said, okay.
Cross-posted this over on our milk as well. Like, hey,
guys, why are we talking about milk in this fucking
What, you guys gotta check out this No Country for Old Men movie. They do some milk stuff in it. You guys are really gonna like it. There actually is there is an R milk.
Oh, There's an R. They might not have it anymore, but there was an R Hitler wearing socks. There's a subreddit for everything.
Oh man, yeah, that one. The damn liberal mods probably got rid of that one. The subreddit is for anything and everything milk and things relating to milk. Cool. Pin that one for later.
Yeah. So this one actually cracks me up because, first of all, I saw the Captain Murphy C-Lab reference reading this, and I was like, this could go either way, really. Like, this could be completely insane. But this one actually, like, my girlfriend drinks milk with almost every meal, and I constantly fucking give her shit about it because it's a disgusting thing to do.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to, like, I'm actually sending her a text message and dumping her after reading this because I didn't trust her. Like, as we speak, I'm sending that message off. No, but 1 to 3 liters of milk a day is fucking disgusting.
It's a fair amount. It's a fair amount.
That's one way to say it. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I still give my wife shit. Like 6 years ago, we went out to a bar and she ordered a glass of milk at the bar.
At a bar?
Yeah. We were already out drinking like normal drinks, and then she was like, I just kind of in the mood for a milk. And then they brought her a milk, and it was well, didn't set the mood, I can tell you that much. Kind of ruined everything.
It was probably like
up the beer.
Downhill ever since.
It was probably the heavy whipping cream they used for White Russians. It wasn't even milk. It was
a
glass of heavy whipping
actually
cream.
Very possible, yeah.
Just room temp heavy whipping cream. Delicious. Good.
Hey, White Russians, that reminds me of that Coen Brothers movie, The Big Lebowski. He likes to drink things in that movie.
You know what we should do? We should do an episode of that. Hey, speaking of that and the Coen Brothers, this one comes from our Coen Brothers. I'm one of those Coen fans that loves Lady Killers. Mm-hmm. I honestly would rather watch Lady Killers than No Country for Old Men any day of the week. And Mick Travis Bickle responded, that first sentence isn't that controversial, but then you had to roll the dice and throw that second one in. Mm-hmm. And now commented, I would rather watch Lady Killers than most movies. It's one of the funniest movies ever, in my top 3 of Coen Brothers' best movies. And Jay Hawks more simply replied to that with no.
There's a couple guys out there.
Yeah, like the thing is though, like I said earlier that I like the Lady Killers, but like they really take it too far with that. Like each of them like starts off okay and then throws out that second sentence where they're like, it's one of the funniest movies of all time. No,
okay,
calm down.
Feel free to like it.
I hate having to side with somebody with a Travis Bickle reference in their handle, but here we are.
One of the earliest Coen brother movies from a Taxi Driver.
When they were 4 years old.
Yeah. Oh boy, better than No Country for Old Men.
That's a tough one,
man. Well, actually, to be fair, he didn't say that. He said he would rather watch it, Lady Killers, over No Country for Old Men.
So maybe
I mean, if you're going by like which ones you just throw on TV with some frozen pizza, you know?
Having a nice night, you're getting ready to kick back. You're just I'm going to put on a 2-hour and 45-minute just knuckle clenching from beginning to end film. Just relax for a little bit.
Yeah. Watch Anton get up to his old tricks.
Yeah, I can get behind that because I've like some of my favorite movies: Assassination of Jesse James, Zodiac, like 3 hour long. Like, if I'm in a mood for a movie where I'm like you said, like watching something with frozen pizza, I would probably pick the Lady Killers over those. Yeah. Not because I like them better, but because it's like this is a tight 90 and I don't have to pay as much attention.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And still, by the way, better than Intolerable Cruelty, which we haven't touched on, but that movie really doesn't even feel like a Coen Brothers movie at all. It's a very generic film. I don't know how they made that.
I've only seen that once, and I do not remember a thing from it, really.
Yeah, I can't even picture one frame from that film. But it was not. I was just the whole time I was like, this just feels like a 2001 movie. Doesn't feel like Coen Brothers at all.
This is a film. Yes.
Yeah. Hey, this is from the subreddit r Ask Science Fiction, of all things. What are Anton Chigurh's ethnicity, nationality, and citizenship? I ask because I know that Anton is the Russian, Ukrainian, and Romanian form of the English given name Anthony. But I have never seen the surname Shigur in real life, and I did research on the internet. If anything, I think his name, his appearance, his voice, and his personality kind of evoke the sinister Spanish outlaw stereotype, or the felonious French hitman stereotype, or the savage Turkish terrorist stereotype, or the ruthless Russian spy stereotype. So in my headcanon, Anton Chigurh was born in Mexico. His paternal grandfather was a Turkish man. His paternal grandmother was a French woman. His maternal grandfather was a Spaniard, and his maternal grandmother was a Russian, and he currently lives in the United States of America. Great. Puffs Plus Armada responded, felonious French hitman, savage Turkish terrorist. What the fuck are you talking about?
Those are good questions. Also, how is this science fiction? How does this relate? Why is this an ask science fiction?
Like you're not asking sci-fi films, No Country for Old Men.
Is he like a djinn? Is he like some sort of demon? No, you're just like,
well, that is theorized that he is the embodiment of death. Still not science fiction. Still not even really close, in fact.
Just like no, actually no. Is he Turkish? Is what I'm curious about.
Maybe he think because he's doing like a DNA test here. It's like science fiction means the scientific.
It's the
characteristics of fictional characters.
I just typed science and fiction, and he's like, okay, yeah, this place, yeah.
This post made me realize that maybe the funniest mental image I've ever conjured in my life is Anton Chigurh standing there with that like Anton Chigurh face while somebody puts calipers on his head, like, with that fucking haircut.
They're measuring the haircut, not the actual skull.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine putting that much thought into a question like this. Like, who fucking cares where he's from?
Why are you thinking of his grandparents? Why are you picturing a French woman as Anton Chigurh's grandmother? Why should that ever cross your mind?
The No Country for Old Men extended universe where you get all the back, the AMC version of it.
Hey, No Country, more like 4 or 5 countries this guy listed.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Is savage Turkish terrorists, is that offensive? I feel like that's like...
Yeah, I'm going to guess a lot of this is not good.
Felonious French hitman. Yeah, that's probably not good either. Guy's just like, he's like, oh man, I love alliteration, so I'm going to do this.
Sinister Spanish outlaw?
Yeah, what is this? What
I don't know. I think that's just stereotype. Isn't that just what Anton Chigurh is? Isn't that the one thing he really is?
I think so. Yeah, I guess that is true. Yeah.
I hate the term headcanon too. Joss Whedon ass fucking word. I hate it.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple more times that's mentioned in here.
Yeah, we've gone a little too deep into the headcanons in some of these episodes. Good.
Should do a headcanon episode. Oh, I think we already did. Never mind.
All right, we're going to stop right here because we're going to finish the rest of this episode over on patreon.com/reportthispost. That's right. If you enjoyed this first 20-ish to 30-ish minutes of the episode, you'll be happy to know that there's about an hour extra of this one over there on patreon.com/reportthispost. Head over there. And all you got to do is subscribe for $5 a month. You'll get every single full episode with dozens of more posts a month, plus an additional bonus episode every single week. Unbelievable. This is literally millions of posts that we read on the air every single month. Possibly billions. I have not counted. In fact, I can't count. I'm actually illiterate as well. But irregardless, patreon.com/reportthispost, and we'll see you over there, and God bless.